going on, everybody? Just doing a simple live here. Hangout. Haven't really talked to you guys in a while. Believe it or not, growing a business that's multi six figures, and I am in the process of scaling it up to my first 7 figures with my team of it's only like 5 people. And yeah, that's where majority of my time goes, is growing a 7-figure business. So haven't had the chance to kind of like have the time and opportunity to be on YouTube as much, but you know, I am in the process of like hiring some people that's going to take care of a lot of the other stuff that I do, which is going to free up some more time for me to make YouTube videos. Maybe not now, but sometime in the future. But yeah, that is what's been going on in my life. For those of you who are watching the replay, you know what's going on. Just gonna wait and see who pops in. In the meantime, I'm just gonna be working. Amc, what's going on, man? How's Japan? I think that's where you were at, right? Right? Yeah. Yeah, man, long time no see here. You know, I am growing a business that's multi 6 figures right now. We're about to hit our 7 figures not too far from now. So that's where majority of my time is spent, man, just growing a 7-figure business, right? Some exciting stuff. It's very boring, but yeah, that's where majority of my time is. I think you are in Japan right now, right? Pretty sure. Martin, what's going on, man? Long time no see on here. Absolutely. You know, believe it or not, man, my life has just gotten that much more crazier since we last spoke, really. So welcome everybody. Looks like people are rolling in. So just a hangout session. About to join the army. What's your advice? So, Eddie, just so I understand, you know, what is it that you are trying to accomplish within your time in the Army, and I can give you a more, contextual advice based on that. Alexander, what's going on, man? Let's see. I'm doing well myself. I'm just trying to get through COVID and worldwide craziness myself. Yeah, man. It's like you gotta think like people have been coughing on each other for the last 2 years, and COVID is still around just purely by people coughing on each other for the last 2 years. That's actually pretty crazy if you think about it. And it's, it's definitely a memorable decade, right? Like with Russia, Ukraine, and all that. So MOS 92 Alpha, automated logistics specialist. So I'm a logistics specialist. That's good. I want to be stationed overseas. As a logistics specialist, supply guy, you can definitely be stationed overseas. Um, but Eddie, I don't know if you've heard what I was talking about earlier, but in terms of whatever advice you want, right, you got to give me some more context as to what it is you're trying to accomplish. Um, and just a quick background, if you are, brand new to my channel, join the Navy, $200. In 6 years, I was able to scale up to 250K, just purely by saving, getting it done. At the same time, I spent last year and this year growing a business. We are on track. I have a team of 5 that I'm part of a startup. We're a team of 5, and then we're about to hit our 7-figure mark in the next 30 days or so. So entrepreneurially, I can give you some advice there. Investing wise, I can give you some advice there. Military career wise, I can give you some advice there. So whatever advice you are looking for, just give me some more context. What do you think about Putin, inflation, and high gas prices? Any opinion on them? No real comment on Putin or anything like that. In terms of like rising prices and inflation, etc. The biggest thing I personally believe, Martin, is that it's not survival of the fittest in the sense that it's like the strongest or the smartest. It's survival of the fittest in the sense that whoever can adapt the best to the changing times. Alexander, peace out. Whoever can adapt to the changing times of what's going on in the world, they're the ones who's going to be able to do really well for the next 5 years, 10 years, the next decade, etc. Like right now for me, like last year in 2021, I made 113K, right? That was my take home. I just did my taxes, earlier this week. Took home 113K in total for 2021. And if you think about it, that amount of money is what 06s in the military make right now. Like I'm getting paid equivalent to an 06 captain. It's all about just being able to adapt to the time, and I'm at a point now where I'm nothing but gratitude because I remember where I came from. Like I'm at a point where in my life right now where I just don't even look at prices whenever I buy stuff like food, gas. Like I literally don't care. Like I just do whatever I want. So yeah. Supposed to go to Panama and Central America and Peru and South America in about 2 weeks for vacation. Congrats on going on vacation over there. That's exciting. with COVID still around, I feel nervous traveling internationally after 2 years. I mean, I would just say, just assume you're going to get COVID, as long as you know, have vaccinated, or if not, or if you feel like you're going to be good to go, then you're good to go. How did you make over 100K last year? Mostly through investments on top of basic military pay. Um, so military pay accounts for right about 50K of that. Investing accounts for right about 25K. And the other 40K accounts from the money that I made through commissions with sales. This year, I am looking to hit right about 250K mark. That's kind of the goal that I set for myself. In January, my total take-home pay across everything that I do is maybe like 7K. February, I hit right about 9.5K. And then March, I should be hitting right about 8 to 9K, depending on how I end these next couple of days here. And then in the month of April, we are expecting to do pretty good amount of revenue. So we're doing a giant event with a very well-known entrepreneur in the digital marketing space. And definitely, MX, definitely I'm not staying in. Like next month, I'm about to make probably about 50K-ish is kind of what I'm projecting. Just take home pay 50K. And so that should put me on the right track. So yeah, across just everything that I do in terms of growing my business is the majority of the fruit of my labor. Is how I was able to make over 100K, 113K last year. Man, I know a person of somebody within YouTube, one of the subscribers to my channel that I keep a pretty good relationship with. I think she paid like 50K in taxes, which is a pretty good thing. It's a badge of honor that you made that much more money. Did they move you from Virginia? Because it seems you are talking to us from New York. No, I'm in Maryland, right? In Pax River, Maryland. But the reason why I put New York location is for geographical location purposes. Like there's more people in New York, so more visibility for my video. From New York compared to like where I am in like nowhere, Maryland. So geographical tagging is like a way where I can get a little bit more views. So that's why I put it in there. I would assume you're probably the richest sailor in the Navy, or at least one of them. I'm sure there are plenty of like whales out there. Like there are far more smarter and successful people than me. Like I'm not smart at all. Like I'm a pretty average guy. The best thing that I know how to do is just like learn, stick to it, and be humble and just learn from other mentors. Right? Like 2021, I spent 50 grand on mentors. And so like if you spend 50 grand learning from 7-figure, 8-figure entrepreneurs and investors, like you're gonna make a lot of money, right? So the biggest thing for me is just having like I said, like I'm not smart at all. Like I just learn, implement, stay humble, and learn more, and just keep going. So thoughts on AMC stock? I'm sure some people can make a lot of money, and I'm sure some people have. The biggest thing is, obviously when the stock, whoever says they made money is because, when they sell, they make money. It's because somebody else lost money. It's always a transfer of wealth. In terms of AMC stock, it's too volatile for me. I'm just a slow and steady type of guy. I do long-term investing. So I just buy and hold for a couple of years, and then I sell. Like for example, earlier, like 2 months ago, I sold Facebook. It's a position that I've had since 2018, when I began first investing, and I walked away with like 20 grand in long-term, capital gains, which is only a 10% tax. And so, yeah, that's kind of like the, you know, style that I do. So I don't really touch short-term stuff like AMC. I'm just more long-term buy and hold. So for example, like I have um, just a bit over one Bitcoin, and I'm just gonna keep buying Bitcoin. My goal is to have 2.5 Bitcoins and just keep it until like 2030. That's that's it. Like I'm just gonna focus on making more money, invest, and let my investments just kind of sit there for years to come. To put that into perspective, I work 60 hours a week and make just over 70K a year with a master's degree. Your income without a degree is far more than mine. Um, that's one of the powers through sales. That's one of the benefits of being in sales, is it's solely based on your ability to sell, present yourself, and just like to me, like I never thought I'd be a salesman when I first started my journey, but it's been a very rewarding experience. Um, I should invest more and get into sales more. Absolutely. Like the way I do sales, like I'm not like a traditional salesman. Like I don't have a store, I don't sell products. Um, I sell services online, digitally, coaching, etc. So, um, yeah, it's it's very comfortable. Like all I need is a laptop and Wi-Fi, and that's it. Like I can run my business anywhere. So appreciate the response, man. I hope your channel continues to grow. Fuji-san, appreciate you stopping by. MX, peace out. All right. Fun times. Welcome to the Hangout session, guys. For those of you who are rolling in who are just hanging out, glad to have you with me here today on a Saturday night. And believe it or not, as I am doing this live, I'm still hustling. I'm still growing a business here, doing some work on my laptop, figuring out how I can make, couple grands over the next couple of days. My master is in IT engineering. I live in Maryland, and just about everyone says I should easily make over 100K gross, but I don't have my working IT experience. Do you agree? I don't really know too much about, like the job market. Um, when I do get out of the Navy, I don't really care about a degree too much. I'm just going to continue growing my business in sales and just, go that route. So in terms of IT degree, master's, 100K, it all depends on, it's not even a degree in any sense. Like the degree to me doesn't really matter. The biggest thing that matters, and this is my experience from being in sales for a year, It's having the right connection. It's having the right network, building the right relationships. Whether that's through LinkedIn or anywhere in person or anything like that. It's all about building relationships so you can have potential opportunities down the road, right? And if you want to know how to build relationships with, six-figure, seven-figure, eight-figure entrepreneurs, or people who are in a higher position, chain of command within the business, I can definitely share with you, share with everybody how you can build relationships and build out your networking skills, etc. That's one of the biggest things that I was able to learn through this experience of being in high ticket sales, making six figures, and growing a multi six figure business. Is just that networking. I network every single day in a very, very high level, high scale. So I'm 22 and on my way to making 100K a year because from my work, because my employer pays very well. Congrats, man. That's really good. I want to do something exciting with my life. I work as quality assurance at Nestle Pernia. So Eddie, like, if you're already making six figures, help me understand. If you're making six figures at 22, why do you want to join the military though? Is having a LinkedIn necessary while job hunting? Not necessarily. No. Was last year, first year, you grossed over 100K? Yeah. Yeah, last year was the first time really I was able to make over six figures. I didn't even try to. It just kind of like happened, you know. Like at the end of the year, like when I was like collecting all my paperwork for taxes. Let me get it real quick. Yeah, I don't like, like I got all my taxes done from H&R Block. And man, like my packet's thick. It's like the thickest it's ever been. Like I got stacks of paper in there. Yeah, like towards end of last year, I was kind of like calculating it all together because I gotta save a lot of money to pay taxes. And yeah, that's how I was able to realize. Still with your girlfriend from Brazil? Any wedding bells in the near future for you guys? Martin, unfortunately, we've been together for like 4.5 years, but it didn't work out when it came down to it. So, I've been single for a while, but no complaints because I'm married to my business, and that's the life that I live right now, and I'm going to continue living for the next couple of years. As Yoon probably knows, 100K a year is not much money anymore in high cost of living and high tax in Maryland. Absolutely, man. Like each time you go to the grocery store and buy food for the week, it's like $100. It's like $100 is nothing. I got some money here though. I got $74 for it. Yeah, $74. Man, this used to be a lot. It's nothing now. Man, I went to like Dave and Buster's like a while back, and like you got like everything costs like $100 these days. Like, yeah, guys, like, man, 100K a year is like the new, I would say, like 50K a year. Bradley S. What's going on, man? What's going on, everybody? Welcome in. It's a hangout session. It's been a while since I've had a chat with everybody here. If you are pretty new to my channel, by the way, if my camera is a little bit blurry, let me know. If like the color is a little bit weird, it's not as sharp as I would want it. Probably I need to get upgrade to one of the newest Samsung Galaxy. I think it's like Samsung Galaxy 22 or something like that. Probably need to get that done. I'm single too, and it's a good life with a lot of freedom. Nothing wrong with dating or safely hooking up with occasional beautiful women from time to time. It's nice to make 100K a year gross, but it's certainly not worth what it used to be just 10 years ago. And it's lost a lot of its buying power over time. Yeah. So like I bought my parents a house, I put 100K down back in December 2020. And then I signed the paperwork January 2021. I think like since then, let me go check the price of my house. It's gone up like, insanely. Yeah. So back in December 8th, I purchased my house for 330K. And 100K of that was my own money, cash. Right now, it's worth, if I sell it, 390. Probably like the actual market price is probably going to be like 370, like 20 grand below what the Zillow estimate is, but that's still like 40 grand above, like, when I purchased it, which is pretty crazy. But man, lately, Martin, man, I have a vision board right there where I have a $1 million house that's my goal right now. I've been looking at $1 million houses, where I can live with my family, which isn't too far off. $1 million it's very realistic for me where I am in the next couple of years. And so, yeah, looking at $1 million houses, it's fun stuff. Do you plan to have regular chat sessions in the future for a while? So I'm in the process of hiring a assistant. And she's going to help me out with some of the stuff that I do. And that's going to free up a little bit more time, like, maybe like 5 hours a week. And with that, I might actually even hire a video editor as well. And that's going to give me a level of freedom where I can actually, make more videos and have conversations like this. Because as of right now, like I just don't have the level of time, the bandwidth to do so. But yeah, in the future, like I have intentions to come back to YouTube, because with everything that I know, Martin, like I have enough knowledge where I can get my channel up to 100K subscribers. I'm probably going to hire and sponsor some of the military YouTubers out there, pay them like a couple of $100 to sponsor my channel in their YouTube videos. And like it's just going to be an easy way for me to grow to 100K subscribers, not because that's relevant, but because it's going to be fun for me to do. Because as an entrepreneur, all I'm doing is just building businesses. The current plan with my YouTube channel, I have a lot of capital sitting and just stacking. Instead of putting in the stock market or the crypto market, I'm going to spend that on continuing to grow my business, hire some necessary people that I need. And so I have some more time to do more stuff. One of that stuff is growing my YouTube channel. So that's the current plan so far. Because I'm limited by that, by the job, by just the job income. and I noticed that I'm single and pay a lot of in tax. 100K after tax is 70K. I get anxiety from not doing something I want. Eddie, man, like if you join the military, that 70K is gonna look more like 30K after taxes in the military, by the way. I'm in the process of enlisting into the army to travel, learn, and free education to advance my knowledge. Traveling is not guaranteed if you're in the military. I've been in the military for 7 years, and I drew the short end of the luck stick in terms of traveling. I never really got to do any traveling. Education is after the military, not necessarily during the military. When you are in the military, like within 5 years, you'd be very lucky to even have an associate's degree if you're starting out from scratch. Because when you're in the military, they don't necessarily like you doing college. It looks good, but they don't really want you to do college. At best, probably 2 years into your time in the military, they will allow you to go to school. That's kind of the rule, at least in the Navy. You gotta be in at least 2 years, and then after your 2 years, you can take one class per semester. That's kind of the rule. And then, if you want to pay out of pocket, you can take more classes. But yeah, education-wise, it's not going to be that beneficial. So travel, you could travel, you could save your money and then travel, right? Like I said, military doesn't guarantee you any travels. In terms of knowledge, Eddie, like you're going to get a lot of knowledge. You're going to be like what I've realized from my last 7 years of my time in the military. If you look at my older videos, YouTube videos, I was super upset because the military puts you under so much pressure that like some people get depressed, some people get like suicidal, some people get like, man, I'm gonna quit the military. It's not worth it. And like for me, I was at the point where it's like, man, this is stupid, right? And what I was able to do was I was able to take that experience, take everything that I've learned and translate it and take that negative energy and create it into something positive in terms of just massive financial success. And so, yeah, Eddie, like you're going to learn, but probably not in the way you've expected it to learn, right? In terms of growth, because imagine like if you're joining the military, like imagine it. I'm just telling you now, it's like getting punched in the face every single day. So I actually rent, but I'm wanting to buy a house. What do you advise? Give somebody a modest income when the cost of house is so high. They say the average house in Maryland is about 400K. I would say go find a place where you can live for $600 a month and then pocket the rest. That's what I would do. That's what I used to do for a while, and then I moved in here. It's close to the base, and they take all my BEH, but yeah. Find a place and live there for $600, $700. If it has to be like a, like I don't know, like a 50 square foot room or like a 100 square foot room, like as long as you can find a very cheap place and you're a high income earner, save it, invest it, or grow a business, start a business, that's the way to go. 400K doing 400K. What are they doing? How many people are in your house? That's crazy. Between the Navy and your sales jobs, how many hours would you say you work in a week? So I wake up right about 6:30 in the morning. I go to the Navy job from 7 all the way until 3. So I'm able to hustle in between as well. Come home. Well, I go to the gym, come home right about 5 o'clock. from 5 to 11, so that's another 6 hours. I still hustle, grow my business. So every single day I work around about 14 hours a day. Is that right? 8, 5, 11. Yeah. I hustle around about 14 hours a day. And then I do that 5 times a week. So that's 70. And then Saturday, today, for example, I've been up and, hustling since 9 o'clock. And then it's past 9 o'clock now. So that's 12 hours. So that's 84. And then tomorrow I'm going to be using just to purely learn, because I've just been purchasing courses after courses. Like even today, I spent $1,000 just like that, just to learn from Jordan Belfort, the Wolf of Wall Street, be a part of his community. And like I just have I have so many courses, I have so many books. It's literally insane, actually. Uh, it's almost an addiction. But yeah, so roughly anywhere from 80 to 90, if I really just slay myself, probably 100 hours a week. So I would say I'm averaging at about 80 hours a week, 80, 90 hours a week of just pure work, hustle, etc. That's where I'm at. What if you do 2 years college and then enlist, and do 2 years while in for 4 to 6 years in the military? Jojo, so just so I understand, Jojo, like you are thinking about doing 2 years, getting your associates, joining the military for anywhere from 4 to 6 years, and then try to get your bachelor's degree, right? Is kind of what I'm understanding. Mike Evans, what's your rate in the military? I am a logistics specialist, so I'm an LS in the Navy. Yes, sir, that's the idea. So Jojo, it's possible depending on your luck. The military, it all comes down to your luck, how lucky you are with where you get to go, right? Like if you join the Navy, Jojo, you do 2 years, you do that exact same play. You do 2 years, and then you join the Navy. If you are lucky, right, maybe you go to a very relaxed facility for 5 years, right? And you just kind of have like a desk job or an office job or like a mechanic type of hands-on job, and you do that for 5 years. Then yeah, it's very realistic, right? It's very doable. But if you join the military and the luck of the draw tells you, hey, you're going to go to a ship, right? Then no, it's not realistic, not even within 6 years, because the goal of you being a sailor on a ship, and this can be translated into other stuff, whether you're in the Army, Marine, Air Force. If you're in a high tempo environment, like you're not going to really get to do college at all. Maybe 1 class per semester, like I said. And the likelihood of you actually being able to finish, or, like sometimes you have, you may have the idea of doing it. And like I said, like, let's say you're in the military for 4 years. The first 2 years, the military doesn't even allow you to do college. They don't even allow you to do it, right? That's the current Navy structure. They don't allow you to do college for your first 2 years. So you're only going to have 2 years taking 1 class per semester to try to finish your degree. That's going to be impossible. So Jojo, bottom line, it all depends on your luck. But I would say, don't bet on it. If it plays out, then it's great. But I would say don't even count on things playing out, no matter what the recruiters might say. I hear some people in the military getting a house together. Yeah, I mean, some people, like, for example, like I could buy a house right now and then rent some of the rooms out. Like I know some people who are doing that. And that's possible. Yeah. I thought about doing food delivery again, Uber Eats or Amazon, to make over 80K a year. I don't want to work 70 hours a week and risk burning myself out. Smart people work less. The only thing, Martin, with that type of structure, right, Uber Eats or Amazon, etc., um, in my point of view, the best thing to do is always work towards a skill that's scalable, right? So Uber Eats, it's a great side hustle for some immediate capital income, but in terms of scaling, like, so it's more of a transaction, your time for money, right? Like there's a very limited amount of things that you can do. It's a capped income structure, right? But when it comes to, for example, like sales, if you were able to, instead of spending time in Uber Eats or anything transactional with your time and money, but in terms of skill, high income skill, because with sales, like the other day, yesterday, I got on a call with a client that we might uh, consult their sales team for, and it's a 100K package that my team and I go in there and teach them and consult their sales team, and we charge 100K, and I get 10% commission off that, right? And so like that's going to be a 10K, a payday for me because I have that level of high income skill, and that's scalable because if I can charge even more for my skill within the same amount of time, I can make more money. Compared to Uber Eats, it's just time for money, right? It's very transactional. So Martin, if you can, right, I would say spend some time with any type of high income skill is kind of a better way to go. um, Physical custodial county job for another year, 9 months. I can get vested at 10 years for future pension for about $500 a month. Would you leave sooner yourself? Man, $500 a month, it's not much. That's going to be like, with the way things are going, like $500 a month, it isn't. I don't know, Martin. Like that's why I'm on the path that I am as an entrepreneur growing businesses, because I'm trying to make, at a minimum 10K a month. My goal right now is 20K a month. Um, and so yeah, whatever I need to do to work towards that, like, so whatever income goal that you have, Martin, whether that's like 5K a month, 10K a month, 15K a month, whatever, like list out all the things that you could possibly do or the skills that you need to be able to bridge the gap, right? So from where you are to where you want to go, write down all the possibilities of what you need to do to bridge the gap, and obviously make sense of it, within a 24-hour time period, because you don't want to burn yourself out. um, So yeah, like $500 a month is not exciting for me. Like it's gotta be worth more of my time. Could you have bought the house for your fam with the VA loan? Um, you're going to use that all. So, Mr. YouTube, I couldn't utilize my VA loan because my family lives in um, Pennsylvania, right? And with the VA loan, there's three conditions. A dependent of mine has to live there, meaning my wife or my kid, which I have neither of. Um, or second one, I have to live in that house, and it's like a 4-hour drive. So realistically, it's impossible for me to actually live there. And they know that as well because they measure the distance. It's not like I'm going to use a VA loan and live there. And the third condition is 6 months before the end of my contract, I can buy a house at my next location where I'm about to go. But I still have over, like a year and a half left in my contract. And so those three conditions of the VA loan did not apply. And so I couldn't do it. Is side hustle consistent, or is the side hustle a temporary thing? You're going to move on to something else. Jojo, how do you mean by that? just so I get a better context. Side hustle as in like growing a business and potentially scaling it up, or side hustle as in like a gig economy type of like Uber Eats type stuff. I wasn't able to draw that 10-year pension for a few more decades at 65. That's in today's dollars. If you had a bachelor's degree in psychology and master's degree in IT engineering, would there be a minimum income per year that wouldn't go under when working for anybody, even with good benefits? So, Martin, just so you understand, for me, like I don't necessarily value degrees necessarily too much. I value the level of skills you're able to put in. Um, and if you have the skills, right, whether that's psychology and IT, master's in IT, to be able to, right, I don't know exactly everything that an IT does, but if you have the level of skill that you're going to be a truly an asset to any organization, like you can negotiate your contract all day long, like you can negotiate your pay all day long if you have the confidence in your abilities. And that's what I mean by a high income skill, because depending on how you look at, I would say your master's in IT, most people think the employee mindset, right? It's okay, I'm going to get this degree and I'm going to get this job that's on average, 100K, 70K a year. But if you're really good at IT, like you could solve all the problems that, a lot of people have. Like, why can't you charge 100K in a month, 100K in 6 months, 100K in like 9 months? Why can't you charge 200K a year, 300K a year, right? It's not. So the difference in mindset there is employee mindset is you're capped at 100K because that's what my degree is worth. But an entrepreneur mindset is here's my level of skills. I can solve X, Y, and Z problems and I can charge X amount of dollars. So Martin, I would say like really think about your skill sets within IT, and like if you feel like you have the level of skills, like negotiate a higher pay. If not, maybe you start your own business as an IT consultant, where you go around small businesses and start consulting for them, whether that's $1,000 a month or $1,000 per consulting session, whatever the case may be. Like I could go right now to any local business, small business, and I could easily charge them $500 or $1,000 to grow their business, social media platform or whatever, because I have that experience, right? Like I could help any businesses out there streamline their sales process because that's what I've been able to do. And what's going on? It's been a minute. Eddie, wish I can get a mentor like you. Eddie, you definitely could. My team and I, we charge quite a bit of money for people to be mentored by us. Quite a bit of money. But if not, you have a YouTube channel here. Ask questions, ask away. I'll answer them. What is a good stock I can invest $100 a week and hold for 2 years and make a nice profit? It depends what you mean by nice profit, Mr. YouTube. Nice profit could be like, 20% gain, or nice profit could be like a 50% gain or 100% gain or 1,000% gain. How do you mean by a nice profit? So are you saying you would quit a stable physical custodial job because the future $500 pension wouldn't be worth it, even if you had about a year and a half to go? A bad deal, in your opinion? Like, I can't make that decision for you, Martin. I would say do both. Stay in your, safe pension environment for the next year and a half, whatever. And then at the same time on the side, instead of watching, my YouTube videos and being on my live, like spend all your time and energy on growing a business that's going to pay you even more in the future. That's probably the best way to go. Jesse Dean, what's going on, man? Do you plan to stay in the Navy for 20 years? No. This is going to be my final tour. I'm going to be leaving the military next August, which is going to be 8 years and 2 months in the military, which is pretty wild if you think about it. Like, I joined the Navy at 21, first day of boot camp, turned 22, and then I'll be leaving the military when I'm 30. Spent my 20s in the military, sacrificed my 20s in the military, sacrificed my 20s for the grind. And then by the time I'm 30, this time next year, I should be right about at 600K, 700K, 750K net worth, maybe even $1 million, depending on how things play out for the rest of the year. We'll see. How do you describe your work? Is it a side hustle? Or is it something you're planning on sticking with and building it up? Yeah, I'm going to be building my business. This, like, it's not a side hustle. The Navy to me is a side hustle right now. The Navy is something that I'm just doing temporarily because it just makes me money. But in actuality, I'm contracted to stay in the military. I can't really do much about that. But I am a full-blooded entrepreneur right now. I've been living in an entrepreneurial lifestyle for the last year. And what I do is, how a lot of people are, looking for ways to work from home. What I do is I help those individuals who are looking to make a lot of money, work from home, confidently do that and make that transition from already what they're doing in their 9 to 5 to being a remote high-ticket sales professional. Meaning I help people who have a physical 9 to 5 get an opportunity to work online and make sales. When you make sales, you make commissions and you make a living that way. So that's what I help people do. And at the same time, I help sales professionals of any sorts understand how to operate at a very high level. And then, my team and we also do some consulting for other businesses as well. Do you regret not leaving the military sooner? No. I mean, there's not much I could do because, like, when you sign up for your contract, like for me, I signed up for a 5-year contract to be in the military. And then after that, right, I decided to stay in for 3 more years. And like, there's no flexibility there. There's not much I can do. So no regrets, still just hustling it out, grinding it out. Do you got any domestic or international travel plans over the next few months? No plans to really travel. 25 to 40% profit. Is investing weekly in a stock a good strategy? Investing weekly to dollar cost average into a position that you might have for a long-term return is a good strategy. If you haven't already, I made a YouTube video on my channel on, let me pick it up real quick, where I teach people how to invest in the stock market. So I got it right here. Mr. YouTube, that is going to be a link to my video where I, basically kind of go over how to invest in the stock market. That's something that I would recommend you watch. Soul Shader, what's going on, man? Are you in the military now? I think, if I remember, you were supposed to join the military, right? Probably going to close it out in the next 5 minutes here, guys, approaching the hour mark. So any final comments, questions, feel free to drop in before the end of the stream here. And then I gotta focus on finishing up stuff on my business and then getting some sleep. It's been a long day. Michael Lambert. What part of the country do you plan on living in when you complete the military? I'm going back home to Pennsylvania. Not for any like tax or anything purposes like that. That's just where family is. So that's just where I'm going to go back to living. Is sales something that requires you to work for a few hours, or is it a good idea to have a job on the side for extra income? Jojo, the best strategy for any type of business venture is have a stable income first, have a stable job, whether that's and then start a side hustle, whether that's starting a YouTube channel, investing, growing a business of some sort, or whatever the case. Have a stable income with a 9-to-5 job, and then fund your business, right? Fund that side business so it can scale, right? So for me, what I did was I joined the Navy, right? I made my Navy income. I invested my money with the Navy, and I was able to scale my knowledge on investing, scale my net worth. And then I spent some money, purchased a house for my parents, and then I spent 50 grand in 2021, and then invested into many, many mentors of all levels, investing mentors, YouTube mentors, social media mentors, business development mentors. So I spent 50 grand in myself, and then I started a business and I scaled it. 2021, I think, as a sales professional online, I was able to help generate right about 300K for my clients. And then this year, I'm going to be doing multi-million dollars for my clients, and then I get commission off of that, right? So, yeah. So the best way to do anything, Jojo, is like have a stable income, start a side business, invest in yourself, whether that's through a mentor, books, courses, etc., where you can scale that business higher and higher. So you can make more money. Eventually, you're able to leave your 9-to-5 and then focus full time on the business, the side hustle, right? Which is kind of where I am. I can leave the military right now, and I don't have to work a job ever again because I have my investments, I have my business where I can, I'm making, a lot of money in. So that's the best model, right? Not yet, bro. I'm almost in. MEPS process been funny, but I'm getting there. Definitely prepared and ready. Good. When is your Navy discharge time? August 2023. I've been reading many books, doing meditation. Meditation I need to do more of. Learning Japanese, working out. Working out I also need to do a lot of because I gained some weight. Right. Can you provide the link to the sales company for information on this chat when you are going to do a next live chat, Yoon? So Martin, yeah, let me get you my team's Facebook group. Martin, if you have a Facebook group, you're going to be able to get to it. So that is the Facebook group to my team. Martin, if you click it, you're going to be introduced to basically what I am doing, the team that I'm with, part of. And then you're also able to see my Facebook, where you can add me and then we can chat a little bit more there. When are you going to do a next live? I'm not really sure yet, but I'll try my best to pop in more often. Yoon is a beast, makes me want to save and make money. Take care, Mr. YouTube. Peace out. I'm thinking about joining the CB's reserve. Are they hard to get into now? No clue. Wouldn't be able to tell you. Is it easy to join the team to work on deals? My team, no. We only bring in savages and pure hustlers. But you're able to like either learn from us, and then we can help you find other opportunities out there. Like any like, for example, I've worked with a gentleman named Jeremy from Financial Education, where I helped his audience, YouTube audience, get into his coaching program, where he is using that money to fund the what is it? He was funding. I was part of Jeremy's team, and Jeremy, Graham Stephan, Andre Gique, and then I think it's just 3 of them, created an app called Hungry Bull. I think it's called Hungry Bull. And so I was part of Jeremy's team, just helping him, helping his clients, helping his audience get into his coaching program. And so like, yeah, there's opportunities out there like that where you're able to work for YouTubers, influencers. Whenever you think about, heck, hey, whenever a YouTuber says, hey, buy my course or buy my coaching program or, anything like that, there's a high ticket sales professional like myself behind that, dealing with all the customers, whether they have any questions, emails, phone numbers, course access, etc. Like, that's the line of type of work that I do. So plenty of opportunities out there, as long as you know what you're doing. All right. I think that is it for the day. If anybody has any final questions, you can ask me now. If not, hold your peace. Till next time. Peace.